Hey there guys, hopefully you should be able to hear me now. Getting the last few things set up real quick. Right, we should be good to go. How's it going guys? Welcome, by the way, to everybody who's joined in this one. Good to see you again. Stan, Sean, Jesus Christ in the house once again. Crystal clear at 10. Yeah, I think I have sent them your way, mate. It were an unexpected clear night once again. It does look like the weather might be changing for the better slightly, so maybe a few more streams upcoming this next week or two, I hope. Phil, good to see you. Starting Astro, hello from Tennessee. Hello to you too, mate. Howdy from blazing hot Indiana. Oof, 97 Fahrenheit. That's pretty rough, mate. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad it's not quite that hot here. So the plan for tonight, basically I've swapped over cameras on the Rasa and the Ascar 120. I've now got the 585, the Play 1 Uranus, on the Rasa for a slightly finer sampling ratio. We're still using a dual narrowband filter like we were in the last live stream, but it can be changed out if you want. I think we'll just target hop around. I'll show you my view of Stellarium, and we can try it out on a few different things, because I can just show you now using the framing wizard. Let's see. That's hidden by Pete's cam. So just down at the bottom corner here, you can see we're just about to enter astronomical twilight, effectively. It just stays like that. And my night will end at 1:54 in the morning. And it's only just started at midnight. So, yeah, we ain't got much to play with. We don't have, truly dark skies. So let's have some fun. Do what we can anyway. At least that's the plan. So, yeah, I'm going to open up Stellarium. And you guys can pick targets with me. And we'll go from there. Linux Astro, good to see you. Philip Butcher. Clear skies in Mansfield, nice one. Seems they're coming your way, sorry. Oh no. Alex, how do you get so many clear nights in the UK? Just take every single opportunity I possibly can, mate. Yeah, I'm always looking up, and if I see it's clear, roof's off, you know what I mean? I'm straight on it, so that's it. Gil, good to see you again, Gil. I'm not doing bad at all, mate. Thank you very much. All is well. If you haven't tried the 302 version of Graxpert denoise, do it. Very good to see. Beats NXT. That's a strong one, mate. We'll have to try that out. Tariq, good to see you, mate. A few KI. It's unfortunately, mate, too low. As you can see, there's Roafucus, and that is just on my southern horizon. That's below houses, so out of view for us. And it's the wrong thing anyway. We've got a dual narrowband filter in at the minute, but all of this is too low. This is behind trees, in fact, right now. We can see anything up here and around to about, I don't know, this would be about the cutoff for the northern sky. So yeah, if there's anything I like the look of. And you get the Pleiades, unfortunately, below the horizon still right now, Charles. Will be up later in the year. But right now, I'm just having a quick peek at the Wizard Nebula, as you can maybe see if I just swap over. So this was just a couple of 3-minute exposures with this camera and filter setup. And it looks pretty nice, I have to say, just for a 3-minute sub. Yeah, no complaints. Potentially could go after a few planetary nebulas, perhaps, that kind of thing, if you guys enjoy that sort of activity. Howdy from a different part of Tennessee, says Scott. Hello to you too, mate. No problem, Charles, by the way. Use the force. I will. I'll try, mate. Is Roafucus doable at any point in the UK? So it is doable if you have completely clear horizons and very, very dark skies, of course. But the UK being as small as it is, you're never far from a light pollution dome, really. I'd love to see it one day, but I think really to give it a shot, I'd have to at least go to the southern coast. Fire it at something colourful. Yeah, I like the sound of that, mate. Let's take a look. How about we go have a peek at the elephant's trunk? That's always a crowd pleaser, I think. Yeah, let's have a little peek at the elephant's trunk nebula, IC1396. We can also do, of course, a little bit of live stacking as well on these, as we're using a smaller camera. My PC should be able to handle it, my little mini Astro PC. I just searched for the wrong target there. Elephant's trunk. Yeah, there we go. That looks more correct. Come up keeled away. Yeah, I think it'd be even tougher up keeled there, Alex. I don't know. A little bit further north. EQ6 and 8 both back up very nice, Ben. Glad to hear it, mate. Can have a little peek across the elephant's trunk like that. Why not? I'll stop my current imaging. I was just shooting a few subs of this. I wanted to see what it looked like. We'll go use the framing wizard. Slew and center. Just going to go make sure this wire doesn't get caught in the observatory. Well, we appear to be alright. Let's see. The legend, true gentleman. Thank you, mate. Which of the dozen scopes are you using tonight? Asks Cosmic Ray. And hello, by the way, Astro Shed. I am using this Lestron Rasa 11 tonight, paired up with the 585 camera. So a rather small sensor, giving us a nice tight field of view, but also quite well, reasonably fine sampling ratio, a little bit below 1 arcsecond per pixel. So with this setup, we might be able to achieve some slightly better details than we usually do with the Rasa. Hey there, Ghost. How's it going, buddy? Glad to see you in another live stream. Experienced a week of astronomical overcast. Let's see, 55 degrees up in Northumberland, barely rises above 10 degrees in the sky. Wow. Yeah, you would need one heck of a clear horizon for that one, wouldn't you, mate? Okay, so we're pointing at the target. Going to open up Sharp Cap. And let's kick off a small little bit of a live stack on this thing, and while we find the next target as well. Gill. There's no such thing as a scope that's too big, only a mount which is too small. Or an observatory that's too small, yeah. But no, I agree with you, mate. I love a big scope. Let's disconnect the camera from here. We can connect it up in Sharp Cap. 585, let's go. M39 Space Explosive Modulator. I'm glad to see you've got a working prototype, mate. I think if we go 20-second subs, something like that. Reasonable gain, it doesn't have to be insanely high. Bin 1, raw 16. And I reckon we could perhaps experiment with linear gradient removal. We'll try that. You probably couldn't see that, sorry, just behind where my webcam is placed. Let's let this first sub come in, and now let's click live stack and hopefully kick things off. Didn't take us too long anyway. Hey Casey, how's it going, mate? I'm not too bad at all, thank you. How are you doing? Sorry I've not yet got round to the grand unveiling of the parcel that you sent, by the way, Casey. I've got it still right here, ready to go. I need to get around to doing that proper justice, I think. The video on the fluid. So Tariq is asking, is the 585 recommended? Absolutely, mate. Yeah, I love it. It's one of my absolute favourite cameras, I would say. I like the field of view that it offers from most scopes. I probably wouldn't want to use it on something like the Edge HD11 as it would just be too restrictive. It'd be an absolute nightmare to plate solve with, I imagine. But on something like the Rasa, oh mate, it's a lot of fun. As you can see, it's getting us a nice tight field of view, almost as if we're imaging with a much longer focal length than we are. Go ahead and get this thing stretched just a touch. We can work on it further when we've got a bit more data. I'm on a plane from SRQ to Dallas. That's awesome, Rafa. So, planes with internet connections. It's been a while since I've been on a flight, but they certainly didn't have internet connections when last I was on one, mate. Glad to hear that, Casey, by the way. Been looking at the 8-inch Rasas. Love 'em, Ghost. Yeah, I really enjoyed mine, mate, and I did miss it. But part of getting rid of mine involved getting a Rasa 11, so you know what I mean? Traded one out, got another. Mick, how's it going, Mick? Good to see you, buddy. Scott Noel says, the dew heater did quick working on my Uranus C Pro, but it's probably my fault. Power cord caught on the tripod. Oh no. Did it bend the, on the circuit board at the back of the camera or anything? It's all your fault. Sorry, Ghost. Yeah, I think you'd love the Rasa, mate, if you're up for it. There can be a little bit, of a challenge every now and again, but it is what it is. Ben McLaren, good to see you, Ben. Been bummed, no Luke TV for a few nights. Oh, mate. Wilson, where are you from? Where I live, it's still like 3 more hours till dark. Middle of the UK, mate, basically. I'm sorry to hear that, Scott. I imagine if you try and get in contact with Player One, probably at the most responsive via Facebook, I would have said, at least whenever I'm trying to arrange anything with them. I get in contact via Facebook these days. They may be able to sort you out with a new, main board for it, perhaps. I don't know. It's just a guess, but I can't see why they wouldn't be able to do that. It's something that must have. What bottle zone are you in? And are you using any filters? I am indeed, mate, yes. So I'm in a bottle 7, a low 7, I would say, but 7 nonetheless. And right now tonight, I'm trying out the Antlia ALPT high-speed filter, meant for, very fast optical systems such as my Rasa that we've got on tonight. Lone Monk KC says, made a decision to sell all my scopes and getting an Astrophysics GTX 130 and just keeping the Redcat 51. Wow! Well, that's one hell of a scope, mate. That should keep you very happy, I would have thought. I know that generally speaking, at least from what I see, whenever people buy something like an Astrophysics scope or whatever, they don't really bother buying another after that. Emailing back and forth with Sean now. Hopefully I have a solution quickly. Brilliant, Scott. Yeah, I'm glad to hear you're on top of that one, mate. Right, let's get sorted out. So, just a few minutes on this. So, while this is stacking up a tiny bit further, what I would say is we can probably pick the next target. And let's see what we have access to. So right now, of course, we are looking at this. If I just switch over, so to the correct sensor, those 585 and the correct telescope. Here's the problem I was talking about, by the way. The Edge HD11 with a 585 would just be, I mean, what's that? You can't use that field of view. It's ridiculous. But on the Rasa, as you can see, currently looking at that target like so. Gives you a good indication. It's a pretty nice, nice field of view simulator, I think, right there in Stellarium. Hey there, Dustin. Gotta run, but these streams are awesome, man. Thanks for doing them. Hey, no problem at all, Dustin. Thanks very much for checking in, buddy. It's good to see you. Want a Luke TV EAA with a C star, mate? I would love to get the C star out and try and do a stream with that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Trying to demonstrate exactly what you can do with that thing in an EAA capacity. I wouldn't mind going after a planetary nebula, you know. Let's see. Any suggestions of ones that you'd like to see, by the way, guys? What's this? The Jewel Bug Nebula. Holy hell, that is tiny. That one would be actually good for the 585 and the Edge HD, wouldn't it? Ghost says put a 3.3 reducer on your LX200. Not a RAS there, but should be fast. It should indeed be fast, mate, yeah. If you're using a quite small sensor as well, you might have reasonable stars still. F3.3. Yeah, as Ben's just suggested there as well. Mick is in the East and West Vale Nebulas with the ASCAR FMA 180 Pro and 533. Very nice little combo there, mate. Philip is doing a mosaic of the Bubble Nebula with M52, SH2 161. What's that? SH2 161. 5-minute subs. Looking amazing. Brilliant, mate. A lot of people using the 533, I see, and with good reason, I reckon. I'll just get caught up with chat in a sec. The dumbbell, is the dumbbell up? Whoa. I wonder if it's just too low at the minute, mate. Good question. We can try and slew to it, but I imagine it might just be in trees. If I just turn on the sky cam, you can see we've got some quite tall coniferous trees there, and they do block a heck of a lot of the sky, to be honest with you. But, you know, why not? We'll give that a go, mate. We'll see if we can slew to it, and if not, then as Isaac suggests, M57 might be worth hitting. I think NGC 40 is in a decent spot too. NGC 40. Yeah, we could definitely hit that 100%. The bow tie. Cool little target. And should show up reasonably well. With the rasa right there, but yeah, back to the live stack, as you can see. Not bad, really. Not bad at all. Just going to make sure I've got my camera cooler turned on, and I do. Just set to -10, so we're not, you know, really using too much cooler power or anything, just 19% to maintain there. Let's see. Freddy, good to see you. Have you ever tried shooting the Blue Snowball Nebula? I think that might look good. Freddy, I may have done, mate. I will have to just double check and find that if I can. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's... Ooh, yes, I have shot that. I have indeed, with a much longer focal length telescope, admittedly, but just wondering now if that would be below the observatory wall on the east side. I think we may just be able to get it, potentially. It's small, but maybe we can hit that if people want to see it, that kind of thing. Just try and catch up with chat a little bit. Learn the hard way on the F3.3. Can you see IC4604? Ooh, I'll have a double check, Casey. Whoops. IC4604. It's, yeah, so that's part of a fucus, eh? It's just too low for me, unfortunately, mate. That is, so imagine neighbouring houses being about there. Crescent Nebula, yeah, that would be a good fit as well, mate. SH2 115 suggests Mick. Ooh, I don't want to search for that, does it? There we go. So nothing showing up on Stellarium, but obviously it is a region, ain't it? So, did we look at this last stream, Mick? I can't quite remember. Not that that's a problem. I'm just wondering if we did see it last time round. Don't think I've seen the bow tie. Yeah. Well, let's go through a few of them then, I reckon. No need to dwell on the elephant's trunk too long. We've all seen that, haven't we? So, tell you what, we'll leave this connected. close down this live stack. Maybe go to a 10-second sub. And we'll see. Let's just check if Sharp Cap will let us do it without having to swap back and forth so much. Go to catalog target. There we go. I had a bit of a brain fart then. Couldn't quite think what I was meant to be doing. Oops. NGC 40, the bow tie. Perfect. If I just switch to Skycam a moment, you might be able to see the scope slew when I hit start. So I'm just going to go check the cable as well. All right, good stuff. We're slewing safely, thankfully. Looks like... Oh yeah, there we go. Skycam's just lagged by about 30 seconds or so, unfortunately, guys. This seems to happen. But it is what it is. So they've seen the scope movement. And now back. As we're trying to get on target, it has failed to plate solve fully, but I mean, there it is, as we can see. So I'll tell you what, we'll manually finish this off, I'd say. Unless plate solve and sync will work if I just turn off my view. Sometimes this little button down here can work. Not enough stars detected. It is what it is. Let's try a bit more gain. And give it another go. Waiting for the next frame. Let's see if that fixes it. You know what I mean? If not, I'll just shorten up the exposures and manually slew it into the middle. It's not that big of a deal. Let's just try and catch up a little bit with chat. Sorry, I'm a touch behind, by the way, guys. Took a pic of the Seda region over the weekend, says Ben McLaren. Very nice, mate. Good evening to you too, Lee, by the way. It's really good to have you in another live stream. So thanks very much for joining. John Marston suggests Wolf Rayet 134. That's a pretty target, yeah. And we do have the right filtering for that. Wonder if we'll be able to pick anything up with a EAA approach, you know what I mean? Crazy Ivan. Northumberland and a nothing but cloud for ages. Ah. Well, it's very nice to have you in a stream, mate. It looks like that didn't work, did it? So, shorten things up a second. Bump up the gain to the point where we can just see the camera anyway. GC40 rather, in very short subs. So 625 millisecond, that should be responsive enough that we can nudge this around. And let's try east. Yeah, east's the correct direction. Slew this up a touch. All right, nearly, say, maybe just about center. I might have overshot very slightly there. Yeah, that'll do. That will do. So let's go with maybe 10-second subs. What we're going to say, 300 gain, something like that. Should be easy for it to stack. Now let's go ahead and hit live stack and see what we end up getting from this thing. Oof, that's a little bit blasted, Luke. What's going on? Too bright, it would appear. Why is that? Right, let's clear this off. See if we can try once more. 5-second subs. Something weird was at play there, because there's definitely not that much difference between a 5 and a 10-second sub. You know what I mean? I'm wondering if it stacked one of the other really high gain frames that came in. Unsure. I'll wait for it to finish this frame. Then we'll reset and actually start the live stack for real. So that should do it. Let's see how this works. Let's just see. Just trying to try and catch up with chat a little bit. So there we go. That's our first 10 seconds on NGC4. You can see the core of that thing, the central star, and also you can see a little bit of what looks like texture in there. It's going to be hard to see because we're imaging at such a short focal length, but don't look too bad already. What show up in Stellarium for SH2115 with the digitized sky survey turned on? Don't know, Isaac, actually. I'd have to check that out, mate. Oh, and thank you, by the way, Isaac, for answering Lee there. I just missed that. Pete is moving slow tonight, and then you rang. How's it going, Pete? Good to see you, mate. Always a pleasure. Just another amateur astronomer. Hello to you too, mate. How's it going? Yeah, not a Nina user. I mean, I am a Nina user because I'm forced to be, but I do enjoy SharpCap, to be honest, quite a bit. Let's see. Ben has retired the CG5 GT. So you mentioned earlier you got your EQ6 and EQ8, I think, both working. Is that right? Using ADV requests from Telescope Live, getting not normally used data. Very nice. Gorilakos, hello from Greece. Hello to you too, mate. How's it going? Good to have you in another stream, buddy. Let's see. So we can try and adjust this stretch just a touch. Now we're looking at 1 minute of data. A little bit bright there, Luke. Rein yourself in, Cocker. Yeah, that looks nice to me. I would say you can certainly see some structure and texture as well. If I just zoom it in a touch more, I mean, we are getting on towards it looking a touch pixelated now, but still, we're having some fun. SharpCap is so cool. It is cool, mate. Yeah, I like it. And it does indeed, I mean, it does live stacking like nothing else. I absolutely love it for that. Some video astronomy soon, eh? Very nice, mate. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how best I can make some more use of the Edge HD11 now, because I tried it out a few nights back, just visually, and really enjoyed myself using it on an AM5 as it happens with the counterweight and stuff. And it did make me think if I could be mobile in my garden a little bit more, I could perhaps hit different parts of the sky. It's much easier and bring, you know, more interesting content as a result. I'm wrestling with that one at the minute. Probably need to do some yard work to get some more areas that I can actually set up on. That'd be the right course of action, I reckon. Not familiar with this setup and still fairly new at this. Does it undersample? So this Raster 11, if that's what you mean, mate, it's what would traditionally be referred to right now as about perfect sampling. It's just below 1 arcsecond per pixel with this 2.9 micron squared pixel camera upon it. I think with the modern tools that we have access to now, you know, the BlurXTerminator basically is what I'm referring to. I would like to sample a little bit more finely than that, as I think more can be recovered afterwards then during deconvolution. But that's just me, you know what I mean? I know that you can't always do that, especially if you wanted to shoot wide field targets. There's no way you're also going to be able to sample them mega finely. So you got to pick your battles, haven't you? But that's a pretty cool target, I have to say. I'd love to hit this thing back up with the Edge, especially. I think that would make a really cool shot. Always wondered why astronomical supply companies don't list chainsaws in their equipment offerings. Yes, mate. That is a good one. Could do with trimming them trees back a bit at some point. Hey there, Milkman. How's it going, buddy? Good to have you in another stream. Hope you're doing well. I am indeed. I hope you're doing well. You haven't missed too much. No, so we just took a few early subs. I can actually show you those real quick over on Nina, where we were looking at the wizard. Basically, we weren't live stacking at this point, but these were just 3-minute subs with the Raster 11 and 585 camera. We then switched to the elephant's trunk, mate, and imaged that for about 8 or 9 minutes or so. And now we've switched over pretty much completely to sharp cap, and we're just doing a little bit of live stacking on some planetary nebula. So we'll let this probably go to about 5 minutes. It's currently 3 minutes and 20 seconds deep, and we've already got a, you know, quite a detailed shot, I'd say, of NGC 40, given the, as I say, relatively short focal length and not that fine sampling ratio. The Lion in Cepheus, potentially Mick. Yeah, I think I want to try and hit up M27, as someone suggested that earlier as well. I wouldn't mind seeing that on this setup. M57, I always like to take a quick peek at that. And yeah, then we'll try all sorts, I reckon. Pete says, I've been actually enjoying looking through a telescope again. Very nice, mate, yeah. Spent the day, again, spying on people 700 miles away, going about the business. Very neat, mate. Yeah, it's surprising, isn't it, just how far you can see with a bloody scope. I know this might sound daft to say, but until you've looked at a terrestrial target through one, you think, wow, that is zoomed. I remember trying to set up, you know, the Maxtov 180 that I got just recently in the front room. So I was trying to get it to focus on a house, not like looking in the windows or out, but I mean just at the bricks. And with an 8mm eyepiece, my field of view was less than one house brick. It was ridiculous. Really, really ridiculous. Tempted to visit Tenerife later this year for the mountain views. Ooh. Very nice, mate. What's the target there? Just joined the stream, says Logan. Good to see you, Logan. Yeah, NGC 40, buddy. You've got it. So I think we've been on this long enough, 4 minutes 30. Let's just let it stack this last sub. There we go. Save that real quick. Let's go ahead now to tools. I will get more competent with sharp cap. It's been a while since I've actually properly tried to do this. Go to catalog target. That's the one I'm looking for. So let's try now M27. Real quick. So I'll turn on to Skycam for us. And I will now hit start on slewing, and I'm going to have to go check on the cable safety. Ooh. We might be just in luck, you know. I think it's just pointing above the trees. As you can see, the delayed video stream of the slew there. Right. Let's just see. So yeah, as you can see, slewing just about finished there. And I think it is just above the trees. So that's not too bad. It's failed, again, by the way, interestingly, to actually make the solve. Could be this maybe quite small field of view causing it to struggle. I don't know. No big deal. Let's use the crosshairs. We'll manually center it up. So we still need a little bit of east. Ooh, maybe not that much east. Blue cold boy. Let's try some north. Yeah. And now I'll finish with a little west nudge. Let's see. Close enough for me, I would say. Let's kick guiding off. You can see as well M27 in the guide scope right there. Don't know if you can make that out on the stream, but that little, you know, glob, that's M27. Pretty neat. So reticle off. Let's go back up to, what do we say, 20-second exposure, something like that. 300 gain. I'll have to let it actually finish this first sub, otherwise we might end up with that silly issue like we had last time once again. I'll try and catch up with stream just a touch. Did a single 15-minute exposure on M27. Wow, did it look good for that single image. Good to hear that, Milkman. Chris, good morning from Melbourne. Morning to you too, buddy. Very nice of you to join in on a stream. It's good to have you. Sky Story asks, is the Star Queen up in your area? I've heard of the Eagle Nebula, M16 referred to as the Star Queen. Is that the correct region, mate, that you're talking about? Because if so, we can indeed hit the Eagle for a short period. Maybe around about 1 o'clock, I imagine. Pete says, I've just ordered the SkyMax 180. Oh, mate, awesome. You have the CPC 11 and a small /190 Mac. Wanted something in between. Very cool, mate. Yeah. I think it'll pay a nice compliment to your C11. I was really surprised, actually, Pete, on that note. You know, I was just mentioning I got the Edge HD 11 out, and I had a quick look through visually the other night. Well, I also got the Mac out as well before it. And when just having a good look at the moon, effectively, they're almost the exact same focal length, aren't they? There weren't that much between it, mate, to be honest. Pretty impressive. Obviously, things were brighter through the 11, as you would expect, but yeah, that Mac is a real performer. I think you'll be very happy with that. Let's just give this a touch of a stretch. So, boost it up a little bit. All right, M27. We're on it. This is 1 minute that we're currently looking at. We've just been very mildly musked. Straight through there. At least it's not gone straight through the middle. Yeah, we'll let this stack a few subs up, and then we'll move on to the next target, eh? What PC are you using for Astro? And this is included you, Luke. Do you mean, are you asking just very genuinely to chat, Tariq? So I've got two currently up and running, the Melee Quieter 3C, I believe it is, and also the B-Link U55 or something. It's either way, it's an Intel N5105 processor in it, so not very fast. And oh, would you look at that? It's stacked to sub with trails. Ugh. We don't like that. That should have really been picked up by the filter on brightness, but never mind. Never mind. Is what it is. So yeah, mate, that's all I'm using. Nothing special for the actual PCs that live in the observatory. Let's see. Just trying to catch up a touch with chat. Very sorry, guys. I'm always running consistently behind with chat. That's your favourite target, then, Goralakos. Very cool. I'm glad to be imaging it for you, then, mate. Using a Raspberry most of the time. Interesting. VDB 141 Ghost Nebula. Ooh. Not with this filter, I don't think, mate. Maybe one day we can try that kind of thing, eh? With, you know, just UV IR cut. Don't know what your planetarium is. I found with Stellarium sometimes it can lock in on an erroneous date and throw the plates off. Interesting. I think you've got me wondering now, what do I actually have set up as my plate solver on SharpCap? I think it should be ASTAP. Yeah. So it is ASTAP. That's the issue. This is why it's not plate solving, guys. I've left it set up from the Edge HD 11 last time, so it's still thinking it should be anticipating data coming from a 2800mm scope. So if we pop this back down to 620, hopefully, should work now. So thank you very much indeed for prompting me to check that, mate. We should successfully plate solve now. And yes, you meant the eagle. Got you. Thank you very much indeed for confirming that one. The eagle has landed. Yeah, it's not looking too bad, Chuggy. This is 3 minutes and 20. Unfortunately, like I say, it did stack one sub with some star trailing in. Goodness knows what went on there. Maybe looks like actually it would have failed to recover from a dither, interestingly. Sometimes see that, but it's the exception rather than the rule, so yeah. I think the smaller central obstruction on the Mac helps narrow the difference, says Pete. Yeah, I agree, mate. I think it could well be at least part of the difference. It's, I don't know, it's just the weird to look through, I think, is a Mac. The unexpectedly sharp. I know that doesn't really make sense, does it? Because everybody knows the sharp scopes, but I guess until you've looked through one, you never know, yeah. Let's see. NGC 6823, 6820 says Mick. I'll have a little peek for you, Mick. 6820, you say, mate. NGC 6820. All right, yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, this is called the tulip? Or am I mistaken? No, it's not, is it? What is this? I'm sure I've imaged it before. I recognise that kind of stalk up there. God, summer. All these summer targets are back, and I'm lost. It's been a year. Let's just pop it back on the view for you. So we'll come off this in just a moment. Once it's at about 5 minutes, I reckon. Then maybe we'll try and plate solve to M57. How's that sound? And see how that looks at just slightly below 1 arcsecond per pixel. Looks fine on your phone. Good to hear that, Chug. Yeah. Focal length's way off. That's right, mate. Yeah. It's can't believe I forgot that, but it is what it is. Nicole. Good to see you, Nicole. Imaged that nebula the other night. Couldn't find any name or number associated with the nebula. Just the cluster in it. Interesting. Yeah, I'm certain I've imaged it before because of that feature. I'm like, yeah, I remember that, but as to the name, who knows? Know what I mean? So we've had about 5 minutes on this. That don't look too bad at all. Let's go ahead. Quit this live stack and tools. Oops. Go to. Let's give it a go. M57 was, I do believe, the next in line. So I think, let's just check the sky cam. I'll hit go and check the cables. Oh no, PhD! Sorry about that. Yeah, this should be fine now. Oh, I've moved away from the slewing scope too early. God, I wish that thing weren't lagged, you know. That's really weird. There you go. It didn't have to move far, but it moved far enough. Then it pushes the cables into the top of the pier effectively, due to how I currently got it routed. So, yeah, pretty much squarely in the center. I'm happy at that. Let's go ahead and stack a few subs on this thing, eh? Once this one's finished, I may try an autofocus afterwards. So I trust Nina to perform an autofocus better than Sharp Gap. I've never honestly had much luck with it. Or we could always just find a bright star and sling the Batinov mask on the end. That's always a good option, I think. We go with a reasonably bright star. That'll do, yeah. There it is, M57. Looks pretty nifty. Make sure the color balance is about as good as it can be. I'm going to lessen the stretch just a touch on this because it's such a bright target. Those 20-second subs are actually, well, they're not blowing it out, but they're not allowing me much wiggle room for dynamic range in this stretch. That looks okay-ish. Zoom up a touch as well. So you'll note the central star, which would normally be visible, is not currently visible when stacking with the dual narrowband filter. Oh, crikey. What's going on here? Oh, Milkman. Thank you so much, mate. That's dead kind of you, mate. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions. That's fantastic support. Welcome to all the new members, by the way. 6823 is the cluster and 6820 is the nebula associated with it. Ah, good to know, Mick. You can see more stars in Pete's cam tonight. Yeah, let's just, take a quick look at Pete's cam. Can indeed see a few more. Not looking too bad. Let's just see. Didn't know we were streaming. Lost my membership. Oh, sorry to hear that, Duck. If you're not getting notifications sent for any reason, by the way, and you do want them, just toggle the bell off and back on, basically, mate, and that should fix it for you. I think when you get a few notifications and you don't always click on them, which is I totally get. It sometimes kind of quietly mutes the notifications in the background for you to save you getting spammed up with them. Let's just see. Can Nina save straight to XISF? Ooh, I think. Can it now? I'm sure I read something about that in the latest update. Thank you again, by the way, Milkman. I've just caught back up with the chat. I got my membership back. Brilliant. Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much indeed for the support. Let me just give this, what do we say, a touch more of a stretch or what? I don't know if it's already too stretched. Yeah, good to know. Isaac confirming that, so it can save. PixInsight extension directly. Nice. Right, let's start planning, by the way. The next target. So what do we fancy seeing? Give you an indication, of course. If I just minimize Stellarium's window a little bit and keep an eye on the target. Hopefully you can see this on the stream. What we're currently looking at is just below Vega. It is there. So that's the field of view as we are right now. As you can see, we've got it zoomed in on the screen, but there she is. So even things right down to this sort of size, still plenty visible, I would say, for a live stream. Let's take a look around. What are our options? The Crescent, I do believe, was suggested. That would certainly be pretty big in this field of view. That might turn out okay. Could get a little bit of the butterfly in Seda. Suppose the wall, we're always doing the wall, aren't we? But if people want to see it, I'm happy to do it. Pelican, individually, we could see those targets. Pretty neat. Cosmic Rays suggesting the Suchin Shan. think we tried that last time, you know, and it didn't look good through just a dual narrowband filter. So if we want to try the Comet, I would have to pull the filter out, which means parking the scope as well first. Robert, good to have you, Robert. Ontario, fantastic. Well, you're very welcome to the streams, mate. Nice to have you. The Peekaboo Nebula, what's that one? NGC 7048. Let me just Google a picture. Someone suggested a way digitized sky survey maps. I don't actually know how to put that on. But it looks like a small one. Crikey. Cool target though. Looks structurally quite similar to the ring that we're imaging right now as well, with that outer shell of hydrogen and then the inner core of oxygen. Pretty neat. SH2119 clamshell. Check that out as well, Mick. SH2119. Whoops. Is that the right spot, Mick? Configuration window. How on earth do I get the extra service? I'm a bit lost on this one, to be honest with you, chaps. Is what it is. M13, we could view M13 even with this filter, Ben, yeah. It's on the bottom bar. Oh, Digitized Sky Survey. Okay, mate, thank you. Do you know, I don't think I've ever tried that. It's a learning experience for me. So, doesn't seem to be too much there at this kind of field of view. It looks like we're too tight in for that, Mick. We'd need, you know, the full frame or the APS-C camera on it, which, of course, we don't have tonight. Jewel bug. Can't really see much detail there, but a little bit of a planetary nebula for us. How about the Pac-Man? We potentially could do the Pac-Man. Milkman, yeah. Yeah, let's see what that would look like. I'm just wondering now if it's just high enough to see. NGC 281, if memory serves. Yes, it does. Ooh, we might be just in the house at that. We may have to come to the Pac-Man a little later. I'm unsure. I'm just trying to figure out now whether this will be just inside house or observatory wall. There's so many obstructions around me, you know what I mean? It's a bloody nightmare at times. 6888. Is that the Crescent? Or am I mistaken? No, it's not, is it? No, it is. How's it going, by the way? Cheap Astro, good to have you. The Iris, we'd need to swap filters for the Iris AP. NGC 7023, yes indeed. I can show you what it looked like through this field of view, if you want. And if enough people want us to swap filters, oh crikey, we can do that. Pete, oh mate, you're an absolute legend. Holy hell, mate. 50 gifted memberships, Pete. Thank you so much for all that. Unbelievable. Crikey. Daniel just asked right before Pete's incredible gift there. What about the wizard? We did take a little look at the wizard, but I could go back to it if you want, Daniel. Potentially, if people want to see it live stacked. I wouldn't mind seeing the Crescent. A few people have mentioned that now. And crikey, got all these members. Welcome aboard. All new members. Just unbelievable. I don't know what to say, mate. Just crikey, Pete. Thank you so much for your support. It's been out of this world, to be honest. It really has. You, every stream you kind of break me a bit, I think, mate. I just don't know how to react. Unbelievable. James, love watching these live streams. Thank you, mate. It's really good to hear. Wow, indeed. That's right, mate. Yeah. Pete, the greatest of all time, is here. Tell you what, let's we've done nearly 9 minutes on this, actually, just while I've been messing around chatting. Let's try the Crescent for a sec. So turn off the live stack and go to catalog target. I wonder if it knows it by its Crescent. Yes, it does. I just need to go watch for cable snags real quick. This is indeed why he has his own cam. There we go. Not much of a movement, but better to be safe than sorry. I'm sure you would agree. Let's just see it move. There we go. Luke's upcoming videos, 5 minutes of content, 90 minutes of credits. Yes, mate. I think that is about accurate, actually. There you go. Slew finished, and we are on target. I recognise those stars anywhere. So there you go. We can see the Crescent even in one of these 20-second subs. We can try. If you're happy, keep going at 20-second subs and see how that looks. Or we could up it maybe a little bit, go to 1 minute or something like that. Whatever you guys want to do, I'm cool with. Right, we're up and running. Let's let this live stack continue. And crikey, thank you again, Pete, and thank you again, Milkman, as well, by the way. What can I say? You know, the support from you guys is phenomenal. Really, really phenomenal. There's the Crescent in 20 seconds, by the way. So that's all we're looking at right now. One single 20-second sub. Go longer, says Isaac. Yeah, go on then, why not? We'll I'll tell you what, we'll up this to 60-second subs. I will just really quickly clear this as soon as the first sub comes in. Excellent example of eyewitness cable management, says Linux Astro. Oh, mate. Once bitten, twice shy. That last cable made me actually cringe to look at, seeing just how badly bent it had got. Such a pain. Pete, I've just noticed you did have a laugh at the credits on Luke's last video. Yeah, that were... I think it took me about an hour to type those credits in. No joke. But you know, what a nice problem to have, though. And James there, yeah, mentioning nice to see things you can't necessarily see from New Zealand down in the southern hem. Very cool. So right, there we go. That first subbers came in with a terrible stacking error. What on earth has gone wrong with that? We'll just have to kick things back off once again. What's going on there? It's these dithers sometimes. It seems to be, specifically when a dither command is sent from SharpCap, that it has a higher chance of doing this. Very weird. Who knows what's going on? Yeah, let's let this start again. Isaac wanted to see longer subs, so I thought, you know, why not? Let's see what 60-second subs on this thing looks like. Nathan, tonight I'll be getting Squid Nebula data. Very nice. Coming up on 50 hours. Bloody heck, mate. That's going to be one heck of a shot, innit? Have you ever imaged the soap bubble? Yeah, I have Ivan right next to the Crescent. Yes, indeed. Got it by accident. I wasn't actually going after it, but later on, I did realise it was in the shot. So there's the first 1 minute sub. Not bad. Now this is set to dither every 60 seconds. To be honest, while we're doing EAA, I'm going to turn off this dithering. It's causing more problems than it's fixing, because I don't know if you can see, if I just hide my camera, another huge dither command has been sent that it can't recover from. That's not good. So we're seeing like an overcorrection, and then it gets itself back online, but it's already too late because it's 15 seconds into exposing the next shot. So yeah, that's knacked things up for us, unfortunately. I reckon the minute subs look good. They're out of the spirit of what we're actually going for now. So I'm going to go back on what I said. Let's do 20 seconds. Sorry about that, guys. It's just when we lose a sub at 1 minute, it's just a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? Oh, I really do wish I could figure out exactly what the heck is going on in SharpCap though to cause this issue, because that's very annoying. Let's just try and catch up a touch. Got to keep your channel growing. Oh, thank you, Milkman. Yeah. Luke TV from a campground out in the wild with a sea star. Yeah. Tussling with a raccoon. Could be. Could be. That looks pretty naff as well, doesn't it? I wonder if we're seeing something else going on now. Is it ghosts, or is it just purely these guiding errors? Either way, it's not a happy bunny. My rig right now. Very weird. Anyway, let's let it stack a few of these and then we'll pick the next target, eh? So we're back. 20 seconds once again. Can you see Thor's helmet yet? Asks Chuggy. Almost certainly not, mate, yet. No, unfortunately. Damaged cables. Shouldn't be. I think the cables are okay now. The cable that got bent, I bought a replacement the same night and just, you know, replaced it straight away. I didn't want to risk it anymore. Stargazer Ridge, how's it going, mate? Good to see you in another live stream. Random error one. For some reason, YouTube failed to notify me about the live stream again. Ah, sorry to everybody. Yeah, I get issues like that, to be honest, sometimes with other people's channels. I'll go and I'll be like, don't think they've uploaded for a while. I'll click on the channel manually and there's like 10 videos that I've not seen. Don't know why. I think sometimes it might actually be like I mentioned earlier. If you don't click on like every notification, let's be honest, who does, for a while, then YouTube sometimes quietly mutes notifications. Let's see. So yeah, 100 seconds is what we're looking at right now. I'm going to apply a little zoom on the histogram so I can be a touch more granular with my control as I go for a small stretch on this thing. And yeah, there we go. So that looks decent to me. Let's go ahead and move this to one side of the field of view so I can pop open Stellarium once again. And you guys can help me pick the next target. SH2106 suggests Mick again. Is that the lion Mick? I think you were mentioning. Oh, crikey, some more bad guide errors. Well, this seems to be a cursed target for me tonight, so maybe we'll switch sooner rather than later. SH2106. Just see. Shrink. Oh, right, I see. Celestial Snow Angel. Not the target I was thinking of, Mink. No, that's a pretty interesting little target. It's well elevated. Yeah, I'm down for that. Let's see what that thing looks like. That's a nice one. SH2106. Okay. Well, we'll let this just finish another minute or so and then switch over. NGC 4565. Do you have the right rig set up in PhD 2? You know, I'm almost certain that I do, but you've got me second guessing myself here. So let's just stop looping and guiding. Yeah, play one cam, Apollo Eva guide. Yeah, that's all correct, mate. Just playing funny beggars tonight. I don't know why. You can see how bad it's actually doing if I just turn off my camera again. I've ended up with a load of random spikes. It's only been since we've slewed to this angle too. Very weirdly. Who knows? A lot of pressure to do this live. It's not too bad, mate. It's just astrophotography for you, innit? A never-ending cascade of problems. But there's the Crescent. 3 minutes and 40 seconds is what we're looking at. And you can see, quite nicely I'd say, some of that oxygen shell starting to pop up with just these 20-second subs. That's the full field of view. And you can see that background of hydrogen alpha is also visible. Hopefully you can see that anyway on the live stream. Looks pretty neat. I'll go ahead and give it one more little, like a more aggressive stretch before we move off, just so you can get a feel for what we're looking at. You can really see that background bed of hydrogen there, and now some more of the oxygen shell becoming visible. It's a bit of a stronger stretch than I would normally apply, but there it is. All the same. Pretty neat. Noisy, as you would expect for just 4 minutes and 20 seconds of 20-second subs. But yeah, not bad, given we don't have any actual astronomical darkness as well this time of year. It does make a difference. All these targets that you're seeing now just would look so much better with the moon fully down and astronomical darkness restored a little bit later in the year, you know what I mean? Yeah, they don't look too bad, do they, mate? There's a little bit of an indication of one that's slipped through with a stacking error right there. I don't know if you can see that kind of up-down elongation, unfortunately. But it is what it is. We've clearly been having some issues with guiding. So I'm going to try the target that Mick just suggested a moment ago. He said SH2106. I like the look of that. Don't think I've ever pointed my telescope at it before. So yeah, why don't we go for that? Let's see. Tools, catalog, SH2106. Ooh. Not there. Does it have an NGC designation that we could use instead? SH2106. Ooh. Could be a little bit stuck on this. Maybe I'll have to manually enter coordinates if it's going to be pain. Or I'll tell you what, kill two birds with one stone actually. I'll go to it with Nina and we'll perform an autofocus because it is due one. So let's do that. So framing SH2106. Hopefully this has it, and it does. You can see the elevations very nice. Let's load that up. Let's see. Velcro works good for cable snags. Yeah. So that's a really good suggestion, Psycho there. I do have a bunch of little Velcros, and I thought I had, you know, weak enough ones that they give way before cables start getting bent, but I was wrong. Basically, mate. Yeah, they held strong while the cable just got bent double. That looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and slew and center. So I'll put you on Pete's cam for a minute. Well, I just make sure these cables are going to be okay, basically. Gives me nightmares now. Oh, well, crikey, you didn't have to move far, guys. Yeah, as you can see, very, very, very little. Just finishing its movement there. Let's see how this looks. You can certainly see it right there on just the plate solving view. So that's finished. Let's cancel guide in a minute because it's just being a pain in the neck anyway. Get back on Nina and let's run an autofocus. I just need to close my observatory door as well. Oh, as warm as it gets in here with that thing shut. I can't really accurately focus with it open, unfortunately. Too much heat just drifts past the aperture of the telescope. Causes all kind of issues. You can see we're up at, don't know if you'll make this out, 27 degrees right now in the obsi. Pretty toasty. If we zoom in, we can visually qualify this focus as well. What I'll be looking for is the size of these stars. If the point at which I determine that they look at their smallest converges with the point at which the HFR is the lowest on this little graph on the right. So you can see that's massively out of focus, right up at nearly 10 HFR. Is Stellarium hooked up to Nina? You could slew from Stellarium. Good point, mate. I don't have it hooked up, I don't think. I've tried it before, but I remember it was just too resource intensive because I'd have to run Stellarium on the little mini PC that we're currently remote viewing right now. Before, when I've just been like choosing targets with you guys, this is actually running on my main PC, the one that's doing the remote viewing. We're getting closer, very much closer. So I think we can all agree that's the best one so far. Let's see if the next move is sharper than that. And what we're looking for is a reversal on that curve. So yeah, it looked like it just about bottomed out. I would basically agree with what it's showing there. And now we should start to see it go up once again. On the next subs. Yep, sure enough, there it is. So I'm confident that it's going to be an accurate focus now. You would think this would just be something that always goes off without a hitch, but it just isn't, unfortunately. Before I even went live tonight, just while the sky were getting dark, I were having to dial in autofocusing routine once again. Big difference from running the full frame camera to this little thing, to be honest. Chuck, welcome to Cosmic Supporter. Thank you very much indeed for joining my channel membership system, Chuck. That's really kind of you, mate. Can't do CL, works great on a mini PC. It does indeed, mate. Yeah, I used that for many years, to be honest. Since switching to Nina, you know, I've just relied on using just Nina alone, really, for that kind of thing. But it is good. Let's see. Ben says he's on Facebook and he has old videos of his video astronomy. Very nice, mate. You know what? You've just reminded me of something. I took a short video the other night. Let me see if I can find it and show you. I was talking about viewing the moon through the eyepiece, and I tried to use my phone to capture that so I could share it. It turned out crap, but you know, it might be worth a little look. Let's find it on my Google Photos if I can. Yeah, so autofocus is just about finished. I'll set off this live stack in just a sec, so that looks good. Disconnect the camera from Nina. Go ahead and reconnect in SharpCap. Let's go, I don't know, 10-second subs. Maybe 400 gain. I know we're getting a bit toasty on the old gain slider right now, but should be alright. And let's give it a shot, see what this thing looks like. We'll let the first sub come in and then we'll kick off the live stack. And I'll try and show you this video as well. Queeve, how's it going, mate? Personally like to use parabolic fit and linear fit for focus. It helps reduce things disturbed by wind or other such issues, although no idea what happened earlier. This is just giant. Ah, nice one. Well, thank you very much indeed for jumping on the live stream, Queeve, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I will just check, by the way, while you're here. Ooh, you know, that's a bit much gain, actually. Let's go back down to 300. We're going to see this target just fine. Either way. So I'll clear that sub. Let this one come in. And then I'll check what Queeve's just mentioned. I'm not quite sure I've got mine set like that in Nina. All right. Give this a touch of a stretch. Nothing too drastic. It clearly needs adjustment in the background. That looks better. And let's let this thing build up. So we can already see, I would say in just 20 seconds, there is some structure to this thing that's detectable, which is pretty nice. Now, Queeve mentioned options, autofocus. So I've currently got it set to star HFR. So you have parabolic fit and linear fit. I'm just running hyperbolic on here. Do you use Hocus Focus as well, Queeve? I imagine you do, but got it installed on here. I don't know. Anyway, I've found that video, so I'll try and put that on for you as well if you want to see a view through the eyepiece of the Edge HD 11. Well, I have to say this is a lot of fun. So I'll just put that back real quick. You can see I was kind of looking over my observatory, over my shed, and a house. And the aperture was partly obstructed, as you can see by half of it not even being visible on the autofocus reflection. But still, the moon looked pretty good. Tried to zoom in with my phone camera to show you a bit more. But yeah, beautiful view, to be honest. You know, it's always like this, isn't it? When you show something on video, it never looks as good as it actually did to you in real life. But there you go. Even Luke, I love to watch them live. Thank you, Tariq. Let's see. Just try and get caught up a little bit with chat. Thomas, hi from France. Hello there, mate. How's it going? Trends in parabolic kind of merges a parabolic and a hyperbolic fit. Good when the curve line is asymmetric. I think my curves looked pretty symmetrical. Yeah. I think we almost have symmetry down there. But it seems to be okay now, I would say. Just it's always good to have more opinions on these things, isn't it? You know what I mean? Moon is always good to look at. Yeah. Just a ton of fun, mate, to be honest. Hey, Big Rob, by the way, I've just seen you there, Rob Martin. How's it going, buddy? I don't think I've seen you for a while on the channel and stuff, so it's nice to have you back. Hope you've been well. What we're looking at now, asks Astro Duck. SH2106. This was suggested by Mick Whitaker in the chat over here. So to give you reference, this is a Hubble view, I do believe. So it could look like that if we weren't using a terrestrial telescope. But it's flipped as well, of course. So that bright side is on the wrong side. Mirrored telescope and all that. Unflipped. If I were processing this thing, I would flip it. But there it is. The features. We can see this bright rift of cloud as well up there is, you know, visible. Pretty cool. I would have liked to have seen this one. It looks like there's enough reflection nebulosity from this bright central star that would probably see more without a filter on this target. Or at least I'm imagining we would. But yeah, pretty cool little target. You can see it's lost in this field of view, even though we've got a reasonably restricted field of view. Now, we'll spend a couple more minutes on this, and then we can try to get to the eagle, I think. Someone mentioned earlier on they'd like to see that. And I'd like to see it too, to be honest. Rasa better than Hubble. Cheaper than Hubble. Definitely. Hocus Focus. Oh, thank you for checking, by the way, Queeve. I'm just trying to get caught up a little bit. It was Sky Story was suggested, by the way, M16. Let me just check this up. Yeah, you only use this setup for your live stream imaging or EAA? Asks Tariq. So, to be honest with you, Tariq, I used to use this setup for just about bloody everything, mate. I really like it. Don't get me wrong, but just recently, we're trying to do some more live streams. I wanted to be using the fastest telescope I had access to try and make things more visible on screen. And so it fell to the Rasa, you know what I mean? I would probably like to have another go with the Edge, that kind of thing, but it is very slow by comparison. There you have it. Anyway, 100% view. Don't look too bad. Clearly quite a lot of structure visual, you know, just visibly right there. Some detail and stuff. No doubt more would pop out with the good old BlurXTerminator. But yeah, not bad. That's 5 minutes. Let's try now with another slew. This one's going to be a bit more challenging on my cables, so I'll have to be careful with this one. But M16, I won't mind seeing now. M16. All right. Before I do anything, I'll put you on Skycam. And now I've got to go watch these cables. Back in a second, guys. It's going to be a tough one, I'd say, guys. It's going to be a tough one. Is this? We've got it in clear sky, but I've gotten to it maybe 20 minutes too late, and it looks like part of my aperture is blocked by the wall of the observatory. But as we've still got some clear aperture on it, we will be able to see the target regardless. It'll just be not quite as fast as it otherwise would be. Let's just see. So there you can see where the scope is pointing. You can see the problem I'm talking about, where we're a bit stuffed for getting the full view. It is what it is. Let's just try and stack up some 10-second subs on this thing and see what we can see still. Amazing the detail you can pull in so fast with the Rasa. I love it. Thank you, mate. Yeah, it's a lovely telescope. I think a lot of the time I let the Rasa down by not using it with a smaller pixel camera such as this one. As it clearly, it ain't bad. Do you know what I mean? It's never going to be as sharp as, you know, the Edge 11 or something like that, but it's, you know, two totally different scopes, aren't they? Seem to be getting fully rejected frames right now, so full width half max filter is what was blocking those. At least we've found the problem, so it should start stacking these now. My chat unfortunately just broke for a moment, so I am going to try and catch back up with you guys. Hello from Salt Lake City. Hello there, mate. Very nice to have you. Do you keep a log or database of what you have imaged? Good question, Cosmic Ray. I don't, actually. Really, I have a big file kept on a mechanical hard drive just full of all the targets that I have imaged. But oftentimes I've taken little views at stuff and left it at that, never actually processed proper images. So really the main log is just in my head. memory. Big Rob, been injured and a bit under the weather. Sorry to hear that, bud. Glad to hear you're on the mend, though. Mike S, love watching you. Hey, thank you, bud. That's very kind of you. What mount are you using? Asked Thomas Mady. A Skywatcher EQ8 Pro. So one of the very last Pro models, right before they switched to the newer ones. So yeah, not a bad mount. Normally gives me no issues, except for when I'm live streaming, and then it decides it's absolutely time to just start playing up. You know what I mean? But this is 80 seconds with a obstructed aperture on the Eagle. As you can see, it's not looking too bad. Star kind of shapes and sizes may be suffering a little bit. In fact, it looks like it's out of focus now. To me, in fact, it is out of focus. Maybe that large slew has caused a degree of mirror shift. But still, we can see it. And we are looking through a lot of atmosphere too, which could be contributing to that soft view. Let's just try and catch back up a touch with chat. For future live streams, in the video description, can you list the OTA, filter and camera being used? Might help with questions on what you're using. Good idea, mate, yeah. Potentially. How long are your subs? These are just 10-second subs. Why does the scope cam look like it's new in It's an f1 aperture Skycam, and it picks up a lot of light basically. It's darker than that to my eye outside, but it is bright still. It never actually gets truly dark at this time of the year, unfortunately, for me. Oh, crikey. Casey, thank you so much for that, mate. I've just seen the $50 donation. My word, mate, that's extremely kind of you. Thank you, mate. That is very, very kind. I just finished catching up real quick. If that Rasa brand new is like $1 to $1,200, I can have free. Unfortunately, it is not. No. Here in the UK, these are about £4,500. Ridiculous, really. I'd never have been able to get one new, to be honest with you. So I got one used as part of a trade for my old Rasa 8. Let's just see. Will the Rasa do well with hours of imaging on the same target? Absolutely, yeah. That's when it's at its best. I mean, you're really giving it some time then to pull in way more photons than you'd ever normally get with a traditional, telescope that's not so silly fast at f2. Crikey. Have a good night, Luke and everyone. Thank you, Queeve. Really, really nice of you to join in. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you again, by the way, Casey, for that. I've just caught up now to your donation, mate. That's extremely kind. Unbelievable support, by the way, guys, to all of you tonight. Thank you very much. Can you try the Iris Nebula? I can't really with this filter, mate, to be honest. If enough people wanted to see it, maybe we could park the scope, pull out the filter, set off imaging again. But with the nights being as short as they are right now, I like to try and stick to just one filter. I hope you don't feel like that's kind of a brush off or something. I do want to image all these targets you're suggesting. It's just the time investment to get on that would be pretty significant, given that we've only got less than 30 minutes of dark sky left. Missed a bit, food was needed. No worries, Casey. Well, crikey, mate, thank you again. It's extremely kind of you. I really don't know what to say, to be honest, to you guys. I mean, the kindness that you show is just... How do you react? Nobody can train you for that, you know what I mean? It's not a common situation you find yourself in. I'm sure you can agree. But yeah, unbelievable. This thing looks pretty damn nice after just 5 minutes. As I say, though, a little bit soft, a little bit out of focus. So yeah, maybe we're best off finding a different target. Have you ever imaged the same object with another imager far away? Ooh. Do you mean to try and do some parallaxed observations for science or anything like that? Because No, would be the short answer, but for part of a collaboration, I have, indeed, yeah. My friend Bill Blanchard from Texas, we both imaged M81 and M82 together 2 years ago now, I think. We did a collaborative effort on that. And it worked really well, basically. Got a tip. Label your filter wheels so you don't bring the one-shot colour for the mono setup. Oh no! Oh mate, that's rough. Yeah, oof. Fortunately not a problem I'll run into with this, as I always use, you know, for my one-shot colour stuff, it's always just filter draws, but man, might visit friends at the very top of Norway in winter for 24-hour darkness. Need to smuggle your scope over. Yeah, crikey, mate. I mean, you know, I bet for that 24-hour darkness, you know, for like a month, innit, when you're in Arctic Circle. I wonder how many clear nights they actually see. I bet it's not many. Could you do the Crescent Nebula? I've already been on that, Thomas. I'll try and find you the picture real quick, mate, that we took just a little bit earlier in the night, though. Sharp captures. Oh, excuse me. There we go, the Crescent. Should be saved as one of these, I think, mate. Just double check. Nope, that got saved in the wrong folder for some reason. Classic. There's the Crescent for you, by the way, mate, Thomas. So this we just took about 30 minutes. Oh, crikey. About 30 minutes ago. Thank you again, Milkman. Unbelievable, mate. 10 more memberships gifted. I don't know what to do. Oh, man. Thank you. Welcome aboard to the new members. If any of you are live and watching, it's good to have you here. Hope you're enjoying the stream. And thank you, Milkman, for your support once again, mate. Just phenomenal, mate. As I was just kind of saying, I hope you do know that I am very, very grateful to you guys. It's just not always easy to figure out exactly how to convey it without it coming across awkward. Do you know what I mean? No, I just, I'm bowled over, basically. Thank you. So there is M16 anyway. We've been on this a little bit longer than planned. So let's move off this target now, as it's not working too well for us. Unfortunately, you're very welcome. Oh, thank you. Thank you again, Milkman. You're an absolute star, mate. What target do we want to go on next then, guys? Let's get this thing pointed elsewhere. Close down this thing. Any last minute suggestions that we can try on things? Eagle's not turned out bad, like I say, but I think it's been such a large move across the sky that we've ended up out of focus, unfortunately. The Milkman cam, yeah. Crikey. We know you appreciate it from there. I do indeed, mate, yeah. It's, as I say, it's such a strange situation to find yourself in. It's a lovely situation. Don't get me wrong. People giving you support for something you love doing, and then people effectively paying you to keep doing it. It's mad, you know what I mean? I feel like I've ended up with best job in world, but at the same time, I don't want anybody to feel, you know, like I'm not as appreciative as I should be somehow. It's a balancing act. Propeller Nebula, we could maybe try the Propeller Nebula. Ooh, good suggestion. Let's just pop open. Oops. If it would work, there we go. Propeller. Ooh, yeah, we could image that, mate. It would fit pretty neat, wouldn't it? Okay, let's try to salute the propeller. I'm just thinking now I maybe need to do another focus, unfortunately. How did that look? Were there any bright stars in the field of view that we could use? There's a couple of semi-bright ones. So I'll try with batting off mask on end, maybe. That should save us a bit of time over a traditional full focus routine, but tools, go to, and propeller. Okay, what's it actually called? DWB 119. And this is going to be hard to get to using this thing, I'd say. So I'll tell you what, plan B. Like I say, we need to focus anyway, so back over to good old Nina. We go. Saving the day once again. So Nina, framing. Ella. Nope. Timaeus. That part of it. Timaeus 57. That's not showing up either. DWB 111. That's not showing up either. Am I missing something? Crikey. I've definitely been on this target before. NGC 6914 is nearby. So NGC 6914. And we'll move to it from there. How about that? Let's see if we can problem solve by doing this. Apologies. Looks like my chat has just locked up for a minute. Bit annoying how it does that sometimes. Sorry, guys. Why is 6914 not loading now? We're not having very much luck with this, are we? Can you reach Macarian's chain? I think it's just down now, mate, at this point in the year for me. Right, here we go. I need to get a wider field of view though, so maybe 6 degrees will do it. And we'll go to it this way. Let's do this thing manually. Yeah, DWB111. I was just trying that, Stan, and it didn't seem to want to detect it in the object browser right there. There we go. We'll just go on the propeller manually. That'll do nicely. So, slew in center. Time to go watch this cable very bloody closely this time because it's going to be in the risk zone. So, yeah, let's go and see what we can find. Whew, alright, panic over. Hopefully, oh, there we go, it's just caught up now as Pete's cam. You can see the slew. You can see my, my distorted head in the left-hand side of the field of view. Yeah, that slid safely, so no big issues there. Back on the main stream. And hopefully you can see we're finding this target. Or at least we will in a moment with any luck. Let's just see, try and catch up a little bit. Hey there, Stefan. Good to have you in another stream, buddy. Hope you've been doing well. Ooh. That's not good. Our stat plates all failed, unfortunately. Tell you what, sometimes when it does this, it can be just as well to stop and restart. Allow it to redo it. Oh well, it won't be a live stream if it wasn't a little bit chaotic, would it? Have you figured out why Pete is delayed that much? I actually haven't, mate, no. I did look into different options for how I can stream that camera's view into OBS, which is the software I use for all this kind of thing. And it looks like I'm using just about the only way to do it, unfortunately, except for keeping that camera's specific software open on yet another window and using like a direct display capture from that, but it just sounds like a bit of a faff, to be honest. Let's see, not inside tolerance. Oh dear. Is your sky from your obsi access to all directions? So I've got a decent eastern horizon, only really blocked by houses in the northeast and southeast. So east itself, not too bad. Straight west, above 25 degrees or so, I'm good. South is majorly obstructed, really. Houses and things that are on top of a hill. But I can still get on certain things, as you've just seen. I mean, we managed to get on M16. It was obstructed by observatory wall, but you know what I mean? We gave it a go. Deep Space Astro, how's it going, buddy? I just referred someone to your channel, actually, the other day. They were talking about Cyril tutorials, and I was like, aha. Have I got you covered? Just the guy. Nice to have you in the stream, mate. Have you ever tried imaging the Ghost Nebula in Cepheus? Ooh. I haven't. If I'm thinking of the right thing, are we talking next to the iris? That little ghostly region there. I'm probably not thinking of the right thing, am I? But how many targets can you get out there? All sorts, to be honest, Tariq. It's not too bad. Yeah, the main issue that we have here, sky quality. It's bad. You know what I mean? Ball 7. It's nobody's going to want to kind of set up an astro camp in my backyard. That's for sure. Right, we're running into some sort of cyclical issue here that I just not sure we're going to be able to solve. So I'll try another solve down here. Then we'll move up once more if it works this time. Let's see. Who knows what's going on tonight with this, guys? It's really playing up, innit? You're in bottle 8 to 9. Yeah, you more than understand the struggle then, Tariq. Yeah. It's rough, bud. Linux, I'm off for now. Thanks for another great stream. Hey, thank you very much indeed, mate, for that. I'm chuffed to hear you enjoyed it. Orion and Cygnus should be visible. Absolutely, yeah. We can get on Cygnus and Orion indeed when it comes up. Kevin, by the way, hi there, new viewer. Hello there. Very nice to have you. Drunk Cola, I've been having the same issues of not slewing or focusing with the C-Star lately. My C-Star's not been too bad. It's not been playing up very much, but it looks like pointing in this region of the sky right now. It's just not happening, guys. I'm sorry. Let's pick a different target if it's all the same to you. I don't want to waste any more of the very limited time we have left this evening on that. So, what do you fancy? We have a little look at some regions of the Veil. Bear in mind we can't get the whole things in as I'm using a very small camera tonight. Maybe get the Witch's Broom, just about. Let's see. That's the Tulip, innit? The Tulip Nebula right there. Someone suggested the Wolf Rayet that's nearby it. As a potential, maybe. We've looked at the Crescent. Trust me, your sky's not that bad. You're in Washington, D.C. That's rough. Hey there, Dave, by the way. Good to see you. Deep Space Dave. How's it going, bud? We're currently, as you can imagine, running once again through some fault finding. Does anybody know what this region's called? That looks like a pretty interesting little target, potentially. Unless you want to go on something bright just to finish. Do we pelican it up, maybe? Do we? This will be the last target we can hit, really, tonight, guys, because unfortunately we are about to start hitting dawn. So, yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll take the initiative. We're going for something easy. I'm copping out. I've chickened out. Let's go IC 5070. That'll do for us. Hopefully, it's not going to be a total shit, and it'll slew properly now. just to finish. I just started watching. Ah, no, sorry, Stefan. It's if I just minimize Pete's camera sec for you, you can see down there on the Nina dark sky calculator. We have until. I mean, we could always cut into dawn ever so slightly, but like what, 150? So we're just about there anyway. Before dawn, we get no darkness this time of year, of course. Bit rough. So right, I'm gonna go ahead. Skycam, let's slew and center. I'll go on cable watching duties. Okay. Wow, well, thankfully, it hasn't had to go too far, as you can see. And we're on the Pelican. Hey! We can all breathe a sigh of relief. Jeez, it's annoying when stuff ain't going right, innit? Hopefully you can capture the Cygnus wall tonight. Hey, good luck, Dave. Hopefully, mate. Get Deadpool into frame. Oh. I honestly, mate, I can't unsee it now someone's mentioned the Deadpool thing. Time zones are no fun. Indeed, mate, yeah. Indeed. Not inside tolerance. It looks like it's playing up again, being a bit awkward. So if it doesn't get it this time, we will manually do it ourselves. Yep, it's not happy. So yeah, we'll waste no more time. Close that down. We'll trust the focus is good enough, I suppose. If it looks terrible when we get onto sharp cap, I'll just stick the button off mask on end. I'm anxious to not have people waiting too long, you know what I mean? Let's see what this first 10-second sub just looks like in terms of placement on the screen. I'll use display histogram stretch so we can hopefully see what's going on. Okay, so the Pelican's visible right at the top there. So I'm going to have to go until this little pair of stars here is more central. That should help me align things up when I can't see the target. Boost up the gain a long way. I can see at least those stars. And now, west should do it. Nope. Wrong direction, young man. Wait. Are we getting closer? No, I was right. I just confused myself. Alright, let's push this down. We will try around about there. That looks close. Not quite centralized, but hopefully good enough. Let's turn the exposures back up. 20 seconds, gain 300. And turn off this display stretch as well. Once the first sub comes in, should all be locked in, and I'll kick off the live stack for us as well. Do you just know the catalog names off the top of your head? Asks Thomas. Maybe for some targets, yeah. That's not too bad, eh? We can go ahead and stack at that, I reckon. Should be named the pterodactyl. Let's see. Did the Pelican Saturday night? Came out pretty good. Very glad to hear that, mate. C-Star, more C-Star love in the chat. I'm here for it. I really think it's a fantastic little device, is that? So right now we're looking at 20 seconds on the Pelican Nebula. Not too shabby. Try and color balance. Looks a little bit better. And now we've got 40 seconds in view, so I can try and dial in the black point slightly more. Elevate the stretch just a touch more too. And now as we wait, it should become clearer and clearer in the view for us. And it looks like the focus isn't too bad, as we've quite easily split this small group of stars right here next to the Herbig Harrow 555, is it, object off the end of the that pelican structure. Luke, where are you? I'm in Arkansas. Well, Kevin, I am in England, about the middle of England, near a place called Leeds, effectively, mate. Let's see, waiting is part of astrophotography. That's very true, mate, yeah. That is very true. Just try and get caught up a touch with chat. Hey there, Steve, by the way. Good to have you in the view. Gotta go, unfortunately, says James. Astronomy Club Observatory Committee meeting starts in 10 minutes. Brilliant. Well, we have a nice meeting. And, oh, crikey, Milkman. Crikey, buddy. Thank you very much indeed for that support. That's awesome. Jeez, between you and Pete and Casey, I'm sorted. Unbelievable. Yeah. Thank you, mate. Really, really mean that. You guys have all given so much support tonight. It's unbelievable. It's tough for me to deal with, to be honest, at times, because I just, like I say, I don't feel deserving of it. I'm just a dude using his telescope and trying to share it, but crikey, if you're enjoying it, I'm here for it. Are you using a filter? Oh, and Tariq's just answered, yeah, the ALPT high speed is what I'm using tonight, mate. That's what I've got going on. 5 nanometer. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is a 5 nanometer one, this. Even though it is a, you know, a pre-shifted kind of narrow bandy filter. And just caught with Milkman's gifts. Thank you again for those, mate. That's extremely kind. Do you give notifications when you go live? So the notifications should always go out, Steve. I don't pre-warn, unfortunately, and I know that I should, and I will when I can. But a lot of these sessions just lately have been completely like last minute, off the cuff, like, oh crap, it's clear. Let's do some imaging kind of thing. So yeah, when I've got the opportunity and I know I've got some clear sky coming, I will let you know ahead of time. It's just the last thing I want to do is let people down with that kind of thing. Just turned on YouTube and saw you. Ah, nice one, mate, yeah. So I guess notifications probably worked at that then, by the sounds of it. That's good. Heck of a lot of structure visible, you know, in the Pelican right there, just for a short view. This is 4 minutes deep that we're in right now. Just boosted up on screen ever so slightly. Yeah, there's a lot going on, isn't there? I like how it's like clearly multiple different levels as well to it. This stuff, you know, appearing to be the closest. It reminds me in a way of the Horsehead Nebula for that reason. That almost silhouetted appearance against a background wall of hydrogen. I don't get the notifications, says Milkman. It could be a case of just clicking them off and back on, mate, to be honest. That sometimes will sort things out for you. So let's just Astro Backyard. Aye, right, so if I just open up Astro Backyard here on YouTube, for example, you see I'm subscribed and I've got all notifications enabled, so that should show you everything. If you turn them off and then back on, that can fix issues as well sometimes that I've experienced. So you know what I mean? Don't know if that's any use or not, but worth a shot. Pretty impressed, I have to say, with this Rasa now. I'm using a smaller pixel camera on it. It's not doing bad. It's like I say, it's never going to be up there in terms of sharpness with the Edge, but It's a lot easier to use, I'd say, than the Edge. At least for getting on target. I think the more difficult thing with the Edge HD was plate solving successfully at f10 with that field of view. Bit of a challenge because stars, they're not that plentiful. You just done that, mate. Brilliant. Mick, cheers, Mucker, for another great evening. See you soon. Keep on keeping on. Will do, mate. Thank you. Really nice to have you in the stream, in the chat as well, Mick. Hope you've had a good session, buddy. Going to the heart and soul. Ooh, I will be hitting that up, mate. Yeah, it's probably a little bit later on in the year, I imagine. As it is now, I reckon they're just visible, but I think they'll be low into the roofs. Oh no, we're above the roofs at that. As you can see, soul neb, heart neb. Probably need to rotate my camera for that if I want to catch the heart of the heart. I'd like it to be, whoops. Oh geez, should have really selected that target again. Really like it to be at 0. For those kind of regions, that's a nice framing. I've taken that sort of framing a few times now. Always pleased with it. Did not read the rest of the heart and soul. But you know what I call it? Steve, I do know what you call it. Not stream friendly. I'm sure everybody's seen it though. I mean, it does resemble a certain piece of anatomy, does it not? Yeah, I think you ruined it for me, Steve, actually. I'm sure it was you who mentioned it first, and I'm like, oh, damn it. Now I can't unsee it. So thanks, mate. Cheers. I don't know. Daniel Loads. Have you ever used the Skywatcher Evo Star 72 ED Pro? I have, mate, yeah, actually. I got one for my birthday about 5 years back, just after it came out. I really enjoyed it. I did. Lovely telescope. I wonder if I've got an old image, actually, to try and show you. Sorry, I'm looking away, but telescope, will the search filtering be good enough to find it? I don't know. Let's see. Well before my observatory, of course. Crikey, some of my old setups. I'm just finding some old images here before I even started YouTube. Oh, blimey. The old astronomy chair, for anybody who remembers this thing. Let me try and show you that. So that was the Skywatcher Esprit 120, just after I'd got it. And there's Chloe walking up the ramp that we installed so we could get the motorbikes in and out. I'll try and find you this image, mate. I know I'm going down memory lane now. You've set me off. Oh, my old Edge HD8. Blimey. Yeah, there that is in my mum and dad's kitchen. So you can see I had a Moonlight CHL focuser attached. At the time I was using the reducer. I was guiding it with a little 50mm guide scope. Crikey, that's some years back now. What else have I got? I know I've got a picture of that 72 ED for you, mate. Got her off. There we go. So, this is a bad picture, but there you go. That's the 72 ED that I had set up with a QHY 183 mono, I think. All rigged up on my old EQ6. And you can see it needed balancing with one 2 kilogram counterweight on a really janky old pier that I made. Yeah. So there you go. Not a great diversion, but there you have it. Thank dads. Sorry, Kevin. You didn't miss too much, mate. I was just showing some of my very old pictures from early on of my rigs, you know what I mean? Well, I think, guys, we are just about 2 o'clock now, so we're officially entering dawn for me. So the sky's only going to get even worse from here on out. I'll give this another last little adjust before we sign off for the evening. And I'll just say, as always, thank you very much indeed for your support on this one. It's been unbelievable. Really has. Thanks for another great night of imaging. Catch you next time. Thank you for joining in, Lee. Really appreciate it, mate. Pete went down memory lane on Facebook. Posted a pic of an old notebook he used to draw astro images in. Oh, mate, you used to do sketches. That's really cool. Made a nice comparison against my latest images. Sick. Yeah, brilliant, guys. So, thank you. Like I say, thank you very much indeed. Oh, my goodness. Bill. Oh, my God, Bill. What on earth, mate? $100 donation. You're a superstar, bud. Holy hell. To my brother from another mother. Yes. Keep up the good work and congrats to you and Chloe on your first baby. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, bro, that's incredible. Thank you very, 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 very much, Bill. You're too kind, mate. Unbelievable. Oh, man. What a nice way to finish. You're a superstar. Well, like I say, thank you guys, and thank you everybody for your support. Pete, Milkman, Casey, and now Bill. Unbelievable. Thank you to members who've joined, and thank you to everybody who's just joined in and chatted and made it pleasurable. You know what I mean? Hope you've enjoyed. And more to come. Happy belated Father's Day, Luke. Oh, mate, would you believe it, by the way? Chloe choked me up a little bit the other day. She got me a card. Happy Father's Day from the bump. I don't know. That's right there on my desk. But anyway, yeah. Thank you, guys. I will finish at that. Look after yourselves. And, yeah, take it easy, guys. I'll catch up with you later on in the week. Maybe with a short video. I really should announce mine and Chloe's situation a bit more widely, I suppose. I'm sure people would like to know. And yeah, thank you. Have a cracking one. It's been an absolutely wonderful session, guys. Lots of love.